This video shows how you can swap two numbers on the Arduino without having to use a third temporary variable. Now, this program is on my PC and it's in Python, and anyone who's been following Paul McWhorter's lessons using Python will recognize the method that he uses. So what we want to do is make A equals 18 and B equals 3. So what he did or does is he puts the contents of A into C, then he moves B to A, or copies B to A, and then he copies C to B. And if we look at that, then sure enough it's A equals 18, B equals 3. But I don't like that. I don't know why. Paul doesn't seem to be aware of this. There, you can just go B comma A equals A comma B. So that says B equals A and A equals B. There we go, it works. Unfortunately, you can't do that in C++ on the Arduino. But in my last video that I made, I was playing around with bit manipulation, because it was all about using the LED matrix on the Arduino off for Wi-Fi, and instead of defining an array, a byte array of 12 times 8, I was using 3 32 unsigned a uint 32, whatever you call it. So that was 32 bits times 3, and that would store all the states of the LEDs. Now, when I was playing around with it, I realized that if you used an XOR with a mask, you could toggle the LEDs, and then if you did it again, you could toggle the LEDs and put it back how it was. So I thought, this would be a marvelous way for doing this, to swap two numbers. So here we go. This is my program, and first of all, you've got A equals 3, B equals 18, and what an XOR does is it looks at each bit individually, and if they're both naught, it's naught. If one is naught and the other isn't 1, I shouldn't have said 1 is naught. If you've got a 1 and a naught, it's a 1. If you've got a naught and a 1, it's a 1. But if you've got two 1s, it's naught. So that should come out as 1 0 0 0, because it's two 1s 1. So that's what we're aiming for. And the symbol for an XOR is that little caret thing. So we'll just forget about those numbers. That's just the theory behind it. So here I'm going A equals A XOR B, which is what I just did up there, that. And then on the next line, I'm going B equals A XOR B. So I'll expand that. So that says B equals A. But A isn't A anymore, because up here A equals A XOR B. So instead of the A, you write A B, and then the last bit of it is just that. Now, if you XOR something with itself, it disappears. So here you're just left with B equals A, which is what you want. So you're halfway there. Now you come down here and you go A equals A. Now A isn't A anymore, A is that. So you go A equals A, like that, B, and then you need to put that bit, oh for goodness sake, the XOR B, but you've changed B. You've changed B to A. So it becomes like that. And if you look at that bit, you've got the two A's that cancel each other out. So what you've got there is A equals B, which is exactly what you want. And we will just prove that. Well, I will just prove that. There. And that means it's more efficient because you didn't need to use a temporary variable, and it's also quicker because bit manipulation is an awful lot quicker than doing other things. But there are a few caveats with this. I mean, you can use, as well as using int, you can use long, you can use uint32, uint8, all sorts of things. But you have to be careful if you mix and match with them, because you could be doing something silly like having in your uint something that wouldn't fit in an integer. So even though you can do it with different variables, different variable types, it's probably it's probably better if you don't, if you always use the same. And that's about it. Apart from in this program here, you can use all sorts of things. You can do it with strings. You can actually do it with one string and number. So say if you now, will that work? We'll try seeing what that does. You are swapping an int with a string. Will that work? Yes. Yes, but you can't do that in C++. No, it would not be happy at all. And also in Python, you can do all sorts of things, like you can go C, D, and then you can go D, and you don't even have to put all of those on one side. You could go like A, and that works. But with the Arduino program, you can only do it with numbers, and that doesn't include floats. That doesn't like it. But if that's what you want to do, then that's an excellent way of doing it, in my opinion.